The last thing I remembered was fire. A flash of red alarms, the sound of tearing metal, and then silence. My ship, the Atlas Venture, had been exploring the edges of the Kepler drift when we picked up an energy spike. Before anyone could analyze it, the entire vessel shuddered. Systems failed. My vision blurred as a gravitational well pulled us in. I tried to reach the escape pod, but gravity crushed my chest, and the world went black. When I woke, there was light, not the harsh, sterile kind of human-made light, but a soft, rippling glow, almost biological. My body was strapped to a table made of something that pulsed faintly under my skin, like living coral. The air was thick and humid, and I was not alone. 2 figures stood in the corner of the chamber.
Tall.
Silver-skinned. Identical in every feature except the pattern of markings across their necks. Their hair shimmered faintly, translucent and alive, as though reflecting some unseen starlight. Their eyes, glowing violet, studied me with a calm intensity that made my blood run cold. One of them spoke first. Her voice was melodic, layered, like 2 people speaking in unison. "He is conscious," she said, "and aware." The other nodded. "That makes him suitable." Suitable for what? I croaked, my throat dry and voice cracking. They didn't answer. Instead, the first one approached, her steps silent. When her fingers brushed my temple, I saw flashes, memories that weren't mine. A city floating in clouds, oceans of glowing mist, twin moons rising over a crystalline world. And then, just as suddenly, it was gone. "Your mind is stable," she said. "You will not fracture." I wanted to ask what she meant, but the straps unlatched themselves, curling away like vines. I sat up slowly, staring at the 2 beings. They were identical mirror images. They could have been beautiful if not for the alien perfection in their symmetry. "My name's Rylan Hayes," I said finally. "Where am I? What happened to my crew?" The one with darker markings replied, "Your vessel was destroyed. You were extracted before total collapse. You are aboard the Aurelian, our vessel." The word Aurelian felt heavy, ancient. "Extracted? Why?" I asked. Both twins exchanged a look, like a conversation passing silently between them. "Because," said the first, "you are the one we've chosen." Middle, the twin secret. I followed them through the corridors of the ship. The walls glistened like wet glass, shifting color as we passed. The Aurelian was alive, or at least partially organic. It hummed with a resonance that vibrated in my bones. They told me their names, Lyrian and Saren.
Sisters.
Clones, or something in between. They belonged to a species called the Eleutheri, an ancient race of explorers or hunters, depending on which human myth you believed. "You are in the mid-cycle of our selection," Lyrian explained. "Every generation, we merge with a new consciousness, a bond. It keeps our kind balanced." Saren continued seamlessly, "But the bond must be with one whose mind can withstand the merge. Most perish. Others lose identity." "And you think I can survive it?" I asked. They both looked at me in eerie synchrony. Yes. As we moved through the ship, I saw other chambers, empty, silent. Each one had pods containing humanoid shapes suspended in luminescent gel. Some looked human, others less so. I realized then, I wasn't the first one they had chosen. "What happened to them?" I asked quietly. Lyrian's eyes softened. They were not ready. Saren turned away, her tone sharper. "They broke." I felt my stomach twist. Then I don't want any part of this. But when I turned toward the corridor, the walls shifted, sealing me in. The ship responded to their will. Escape wasn't an option. "The bond is already forming," Lyrian said. We felt it when you dreamed. You called to us. That's insane, I muttered. I don't even know you. Saren tilted her head. You don't need to know us. Your mind recognizes us. Over the next few hours, maybe days, it was impossible to tell time aboard the Aurelian. They showed me fragments of their world through mental projection. The Eleutheri once existed in a vast empire spanning dozens of star systems, but their consciousness began fracturing. They were too attuned, too connected, until individuality vanished. To restore balance, they began merging with alien minds, taking in fragments of other species to anchor themselves. They weren't parasites exactly, but they weren't saints either. Lyrian sat beside me one evening, her expression unusually soft. You're not like the others. Your thoughts are unguarded. You carry pain, but it does not consume you. I almost laughed. Pain's a part of being human. Everyone's got some. She studied me curiously. Is that why your kind survives in such chaos? Because you endure pain. Maybe, I said. Or maybe we just don't know when to quit. Her lips curved in something close to a smile. That is why we chose you. I didn't understand it then, but something about the way she said we made my chest tighten, as if I was already being pulled into something far deeper than survival. The shift, the merging begins. Days blurred together. I began hearing whispers, not through sound, but inside my mind. The ship spoke to me in pulses, like a heartbeat syncing with my own. Sometimes, I'd catch reflections of myself in the walls, but the reflections moved differently. Saren was the first to notice. The resonance is accelerating, she said one morning, her gaze fixed on me. He's adapting faster than predicted. Lyrian placed her hand on my chest. I felt warmth radiate through me, and the whispers grew louder. You feel it, don't you? She asked. The joining. I did. I couldn't deny it. Part of me felt connected to them. When they spoke, I knew what they meant before the words came. When I closed my eyes, I saw what they saw. Glimpses of their past, their grief, their longing. They were more than twins. They were two halves of one soul, searching for balance. And somehow, I was becoming the bridge between them. But it wasn't all harmony. The bond came with pain. Memories, mine and theirs, began to blur. I couldn't tell where my thoughts ended and theirs began. I'd reach for something, food, a control panel, and my hands would move like theirs, graceful and alien. Stop it, I whispered one night. You're changing me. Lyrian's voice was soft. You are changing us. Saren's tone hardened. You were never meant to resist. The process cannot be undone. I'm not your experiment, I shouted, slamming my fist against the wall. The ship responded with a deep groan, and for a second, the lights dimmed. They both looked startled. Lyrian's eyes widened. He's interfacing directly with the core. Saren stepped back. Impossible. No human could. But I could feel the Aurelian inside me now. The ship breathed with me. When I willed it, the walls shifted. The connection wasn't just one way anymore. You didn't choose me, I said slowly. We chose each other. The truth, the twins' conflict. From that moment, everything changed. Lyrian and Saren began to diverge. The harmony they once shared fractured. Lyrian grew closer to me, gentle, protective. She guided me through the bond carefully, teaching me how to navigate the flood of shared emotion. Saren, however, became distant, volatile. He is disrupting us, she hissed one night. You feel it too, the imbalance. Lyrian shook her head. He stabilizes us. Don't you see? His individuality anchors us. Saren's eyes flared. He divides us. Their argument echoed through the mental link, sending pain lancing through my head. I clutched my skull, groaning as their voices collided inside my mind. For the first time, I understood the cost of their unity, how fragile it truly was. I staggered between them. Stop. You're tearing yourselves apart. Lyrian caught me before I fell. You are the catalyst, she whispered. You can end this or save us.
How?
I asked, trembling. Choose, Saren said, her voice cold. One of us must complete the merge. The other will fade. I stared at them, horrified. You want me to decide who lives? It is the way of our kind, Lyrian said softly. Duality cannot exist without a balance. My heart pounded. I had grown to care for both of them. Two reflections of the same soul. How could I choose? The ending the choice. The Aurelian began to collapse from within. The psychic strain of their conflict was tearing the ship apart. Lightning arcs of bioenergy split the corridors as systems failed. I could feel the ship screaming inside my head. Rylan, Lyrian called, reaching for me as flames licked the walls. It must be done. The merge or the end. Saren stepped forward, her eyes glowing like violet suns. We were born together. We will not die apart. If he cannot choose, the ship will. The deck trembled violently. My body felt weightless as the Aurelian drifted toward a nearby star. I closed my eyes, reached into the bond, and felt both their presences. Lyrian's warmth, Saren's fire. And I understood. They weren't asking me to destroy one of them. They were asking me to unify what they had lost. To remind them what balance truly meant. I won't choose between you, I whispered. I'll choose for you. The energy surged through me. I extended my arms, and the psychic link exploded outward. Light poured from every surface of the ship as the three of us became one. Human and elethary, thought and flesh. I felt their fear, their love, their endless search for completion. When the light faded, the ship was silent. I woke in the command chamber. The Aurelian floated steady, the star now distant. The air was calm. My reflection shimmered in the glass, and for the first time, I saw not one face, but three overlapping forms. Lyrian's voice echoed in my mind. We are here. Saren's followed softly.
Together.
I touched my chest. Their hearts beat with mine, one rhythm, one soul. Epilogue, the return. Weeks or maybe months passed. I learned to live with them inside me. The Aurelian responded to my will effortlessly now, a living extension of thought. Together, we charted new systems, recording anomalies and guiding lost travelers through the drift. In time, human ships picked up my beacon. A rescue vessel docked, and for the first time, I saw another human face. They looked at me in awe and fear. You're alive, the captain asked. We thought you were gone. I was, I said quietly, but I'm something else now. Behind my eyes, I felt Lyrian smile. Saren's voice whispered softly, chosen. They asked what had happened, but I only said, I found balance. When I finally looked out the viewport, the stars seemed different, closer, warmer. I wasn't alone anymore, because somewhere between human and alien, loneliness and belonging, I had found something greater. A connection not built on fear or survival, but understanding. And though the Aurelian drifted on in endless silence, I could feel them there. Two voices, one heart, guiding me through the stars.